Arm wrestling is a sport as old as time. Whether it be for milk money or for bragging rights, we've all done it before. But as Sam Farnsworth tells us, for one Southern Colorado man, it has a whole different meaning in his life.
Jim Cowan knows what it feels like to be a champion. One of the best in the world. But it wasn't always that way.
For me, I began drinking with a lot of troubles that I had had, and that got out of control and was taking me down a path that was destitute for jail or an asylum, even dead.
Jim grew up in a home with what he describes as two unhappy parents. His father was an alcoholic. His mother was in jail.
I've experienced a number of things that were traumatic, I guess you would call them. You know, at a real young age, I experienced things that a lot of people hope they never have to experience.
By the age of 15, Jim was homeless. His dad had kicked him out. A few years later, his dad died. That's when Jim's world went to a dark place.
That sent me for a major spiral, and I started getting into drugs and alcohol and partying.
After his father's passing, Jim felt he had never gained his approval.
It made me think, what a loser I am. You know, what kind of an example am I to have them always associate me with something so petty?
It ended up that his dad, the same man he just wanted approval from, became his biggest inspiration. And on his dad's birthday, Jim took control back.
I made a solid choice at that moment that I was going to do it. I was the only one awake in the house, and I took my big bottle and grabbed it by the handle and dumped out all the Crown Royal, and I've never had a drink since.
He proceeded to attend 90 AA meetings in just 20 days.
I was terrified to go out into the world without drinking. It didn't matter what it was.
As a part of the program, he knew he needed to stay busy, but he had no idea what one little suggestion would lead him to.
And a friend of mine brought up to me, why don't you get into arm wrestling? And it was just like an old love affair, right back at it again.
And that love caught fire in a hurry. In just 11 events, Jim captured 2 state titles, 3 national titles, and the World Amateur Championship in his weight division.
To be even a part of the sport at all, it is a blessing to me.
And through all of that winning, Jim still hopes one day his family will recognize him for his successes rather than remember him for his past.
I don't feel my family are much of fans for me, and I've competed every tournament in hopes that one day that I would look out and see them.
For now, Jim is doing more than just succeeding in his newfound sport. He's also a living example of someone re-emerging as a winner in life.
You know, if you give yourself a fair shot, you just might hit the bullseye.
No doubt, Jim knows what it feels like to be a champion. In Colorado Springs, Sam Farnsworth, KKTV 11 Sports.
The anniversary of Jim's sobriety is August 31st, and as of today, he's been sober 4 years, 10 months, and 21 days. We'll be right back.
I took my big bottle and grabbed it by the handle and dumped out all the Crown Royal, and I've never had a drink since.
He proceeded to attend 90 AA meetings in just 20 days.
I was terrified to go out into the world without drinking. It didn't matter what it was.
As a part of the program, he knew he needed to stay busy, but he had no idea what one little suggestion would lead him to.
And a friend of mine brought up to me, why don't you get into arm wrestling? And it was just like an old love affair, right back at it again.